Welcome aboard. I'm Michelle, and today we're doing a practice that you can do right in an airplane seat or a train, a bus, any tiny, any tiny travel seat where the body starts feeling stiff and compressed after sitting for a while. Travel can be amazing, but it can also make the human body feel like a folded up lawn chair. So while I don't have an airplane seat with me here today, I am wearing an outfit that I usually commute in, and these are some poses that you can practice that will likely not get you the side eye from your neighbor. Today, we're going to create a little movement, a little circulation, and a little space without drawing attention to ourselves. Everybody's too busy trying to figure out why group 9 is already in the boarding lane. So don't worry, they're not paying attention to you. And if they're not thinking about that and you're on the airplane, they're thinking about where the snack cart is. So let's begin in a somewhat comfortable seat and take a deep breath in. Maybe soften the shoulders slightly, unclench the jaw a little. Travel days can feel surprisingly overstimulating. Noise, crowds, schedules, announcements every 12 seconds. So before we even start moving, we're just helping the nervous system settle down a little bit. Take another easy breath in and release. Drop one ear gently towards the shoulder. No pulling, no forcing. Just allow a little stretch through the side of the neck. This might feel tight, especially if you've been carrying bags or sleeping crookedly on an airplane or just staring down at your phone for 3 hours. Take another breath here. Slowly lift the head onto the other side. Maybe the jaw softens too. Sometimes we don't realize how much tension we're carrying until we pause enough to notice it. Come back up to center. Begin rolling the shoulders forward a few times. Slow enough you can actually feel the movement. We're not trying to elbow our neighbor. And switch direction. A lot of travel postures end up looking like tiny seats, rounded shoulders, headboard, emotionally negotiating with the airport carpeting. So we're just creating a little more space through the chest and upper back. Let's pause at the top of the movement before we let the shoulders melt downward again. One more circle here. Okay, bring the hands just out in front of you. They don't have to be up, drawing attention. And begin circling through the wrists. A few in one direction, then the other. Spreading the fingers wide, letting them soften again. You can interlace the fingers, create a little wave motion through the wrist. This can feel really good, especially if you've been gripping luggage or, white knuckle gripping your armrest during turbulence, no judgment. Making gentle fist shapes with the hands, just inviting some movement. Now let's bring the hands back to our thighs, and we're going to do a very subtle cat-cow posture here. So inhale through the nose. Allow the chest to rise up. Let the shoulders melt down the back. And now release the tension from your belly. Great. Now exhale, reverse the motion. Tuck your tailbone. Let your shoulders round forward a little bit. Round the back and drop the neck. This doesn't have to be a dramatic motion. Remember, we're maintaining our own space, having our own relaxation without causing a scene. Inhale, sitting back up straight. Great. Now we're going to do a very subtle side stretch. So usually we'll lift a hand over the head, but if we don't feel like doing that, if we're a little bit nervous about people watching us in public, we don't have to lift a hand. So take your right hand and place it over your left hand on top of your left knee. And then we're going to draw the left shoulder down towards the left hip. Feel a subtle opening, the right side body. If your back is really tight from sitting for a long time, this can feel really great. Take a deep breath in and feel the skin expanding in your right side body. Let the ribs separate with that breath. Exhale, bring it back to center. Switch sides. Right hand comes to the right knee. Left hand crosses over on top. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, right shoulder drifts towards the right hip. Allowing a gentle stretch in the left side body. Within the confines of your seat, not leaning our head on our neighbor's shoulder here. Great. One more breath here. Inhale, back up to center. Next, a seated twist. So this is also going to be very subtle. We don't want to elbow our neighbors. So same position in here with the hands. Right hand is going to move on top of the left hand, which is resting on the left knee. This time, the right shoulder is going to move forward and the left shoulder is going to move back. Engage a little bit in the core here and allow your belly muscles to twist your body to the left. Now let the head follow last and look as far as you can over your left shoulder. If you're in a middle seat, you might let your gaze go softly down so your neighbor doesn't feel like you're staring at them. Great. One more breath here. Exhale, bring it back to center and we'll take it to the other side. Left hand comes on top of the right hand, which is on your right knee. Sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, we're engaging the core muscles, gently twisting right. Once again, not staring down your neighbor. So gaze can come softly down. Left shoulder comes back. Right shoulder comes back, left shoulder comes forward. Using those core muscles to help us twist. Neck follows the twist, but doesn't get in our neighbor's personal space. Great. One more inhale here. Exhale, back to center. Okay, working on the legs next. They can get really tight and tense, a lot of walking. Maybe you ran to your gate, maybe you were running a little bit late, maybe you had a last minute gate change, or maybe you're wearing shoes or pants that you thought were really comfortable when you left the house and they're not now. So let's work out a little bit in the feet and ankles. First, heel lifts. Place the ankles directly below the knees. If you've got really long legs and your knees are right up against your tray table, you might move your heels back a little bit. We're going to work through some heel lifts. So toes stay on the ground, heels lift up. Feel your calf muscles engage. This is great for promoting circulation. So just up and down here. When we sit for long periods of time during travel, sometimes our blood can pool in our lower extremities. So doing these raises here, any lower body engagement is really going to help with our body having circulation, bringing that back up into the rest of our upper extremities and helping to reduce the kind of swelling that we get. Okay, one more lift here, and let's switch directions. Heels come down now, toes lift up and down. Notice the different engagement. Where do you feel it in your legs now? Should be some engagement in the forward muscles around the calves. Great. All right, one more here. Hold it for a moment, engage the core, and release. Now we'll move on to ankle circles. This is something that we also are doing in the confines of our own under seat area, so we're not going to stick our ankle out and kick our neighbor or put our feet under their seat. Let's start by lifting the left foot up, circle to the left, You might get some snack crackle pops. You might feel the swelling here that you didn't realize had begun to set in. Switch directions. Noticing if you feel some engagement in your quadricep or your hip flexor on the left side too. Reminding that muscle what it's like to pick up your legs, even though you might have been sitting for a while. Bring the left foot back down to the ground and switch sides. Right foot comes up. Right ankle circles one direction, then the other. Notice if this side feels different. Great. Come back down. And we'll practice a little seated march here. This we're going to take slowly, both because slower engagement is better for the muscles in terms of building strength and endurance, and also because we don't want to scare our neighbor. So one leg comes up, next leg comes up. So this is just a little seated marching action. And if you feel self-conscious about picking your feet all the way up, you can go back to those heel lifts one at a time, just like we were doing earlier. It's a little bit more subtle. If you like a little bit more hip flexor and quadricep engagement, you'll bring the foot all the way up. You can even slow this down dramatically, hold one leg up at a time. You'll feel the lower core muscles engage in addition to the quadricep. Great. Let it back down. Other side. Notice what engages. Notice if maybe one side is tenser or weaker or stronger than the other. No judgment, just noticing what it's like to be in our body right here, right now. Great, release that. All right, moving on to some forward folds. So this is also going to be a very subtle movement. We don't have to fold dramatically all the way forward in our seat to get the benefit. In fact, a lot of the benefit is in the very first 5 to 10 degrees of the motion. So you can get a lot of great stretching here without having to have enough space to fold all the way forward. I know very few of us have enough space in an economy seat to fold all the way forward. So we'll begin by placing both of our hands on our knees, sitting up nice and tall. You can imagine that there is a string connected to the top of your head and it's pulling you up. So elongate the spine, gently tuck the chin, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Great. Now we're going to think about a cow belly shape, which is chest opening up forward, shoulders rolling backwards, belly softening, relaxing the muscles, and lean forward just about 5 degrees. Notice here, as you're pulling your shoulders back, do you feel the muscles in between your shoulder blades contract? That's some great engagement. Wonderful. Do you feel any engagement in your hamstrings here stretching? If not, try going a little bit further forward. You may get stopped here with the seat in front of you, and that's okay. That's plenty. I'll give you a nice little stretch. Wonderful. Whenever you're ready, come back up, sitting nice and tall. You can shake it out a little bit. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but a little bit different shape in the back. So it's going to be a cat back shape. This is a really great feeling for that soreness in between your shoulder blades that you may get from carrying luggage or rolling your rollerboard bag. So sit up nice and tall. We're going to pay attention to the pelvis. You're going to tuck the tailbone forward, kind of scooping the pelvis forward. Very subtle movement. You can't really tell from outside what's happening. And then you're going to allow that motion to continue on your spine. So pressing your lower spine towards the back of your seat, rounding in the shoulders forward, allowing your head to come down. Getting a nice stretch in your lower back, the upper shoulders. You can add on to this if you'd like. If you have space and you're comfortable with it, you can take your hands and clasp them together in front of you. Reach them down and out forward. And pretend that somebody is pulling on your hands. So pull your hands away from your body. You should get a really nice stretch through the upper back, feeling the shoulder blades expand. This is where I carry the most tension when I'm working on a computer or I'm sitting all day long. So this is a really nice way to stretch, and it's something that I do often on an airplane, both in the front and the back. Take one more deep breath in here and release. Coming back up to a seated position. One more deep breath in and out. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Think back to how you felt before we began and compare the two. Not to judge, just to notice. Do you feel maybe a little bit looser, a little more relaxed, a little more self-conscious, a little less self-conscious? Maybe a little sleepy, ready for an airplane nap, or maybe you're more awake and ready to move on to your destination. That's the end of our practice together today. Thank you so much for sharing a part of your day with me. I'll see you next time.